On tonight's show, we have a killer project, an awesome gambling DVD that you're going to love, and Photoshop, magic done with photos. All that and more right here at the Magic Marketplace. Stay tuned. What's shaking, guys? My name is Luke Dancy, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Magic Marketplace right here at the Magic Session. Tonight we'll be talking about 3 brand new products, and we're going to give you the skinny on these right now. The first one that we have up is the Ontology project. This is from Guimares. It's packed full of great stuff, and we're excited to tell you more about it. Up next we have Tony Cabral, the usual suspect. This is a DVD set from an underground kind of guy here. He is putting out stuff and fooling a lot of big names, and we're excited to tell you more about this. And last but not least, we have Photoshop. This is from Will Tsai. As you can see from the description there, photo made real. This is where you can cause things to appear and disappear in photos. And here I am. I'm your host, Luke Dancy. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Magic Marketplace right here at the Magic Session. We are live each and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time in our live session room. So thank you for joining us live, and also thank you for joining us on demand over there on YouTube, youtube.com/WeSession, and also, of course, on our on-demand page at the Magic Session. So tonight, of course, we're going to tell you about 3 great new products. We're going to kick it off this week with something that was on the Glimpse this week. This popped up on the Glimpse on Friday. This is the Ontology project from Guimares. You guys left us some questions, and we'll answer those questions when we come back right after this.
Just let me sit, stop, we got old before we got young, getting young before to get young. Just stay free.
All right, and welcome back to the show, boys. That is the Ontology project. Let me grab the box here. This is quite a nice package that you get here. Mine has a blue label, and I'll tell you more about that in just a second. The cool thing about the Ontology project is, first of all, it's not a DVD, which, you know, with all the stuff that comes out these days, it can get really, really easy to just put out a DVD and just have people watch stuff. But Helder has gone through the extra little bit of work and put together a really nicely done booklet that comes in the package. And the booklet is probably, I don't know, about 50 pages or so, and it's beautifully laid out. Beautiful color photos. Everything is described in detail, and there really is nothing left to the imagination here about, you know, the effects and how to do them and all that good stuff. So the cool thing is, some people think, you know, learning from DVDs is easier because it's visual. Well, they've got so many beautiful photos here that the visual nature of learning is included here in a booklet. And also all the details are laid out really, really well, so it's really easy to learn from this booklet. I mentioned the label. You also do receive a deck of cards that is not, it's not the deck that's gimmicked. The cards inside of the deck are gimmicked because you're not using the deck for every effect. You're using certain cards from the deck to do each one of the effects. So it's not just one deck that's gimmicked. It's a deck that has several different gimmicks built into it that you remove and you apply for each of these effects. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there are 5 effects in here. So we're now going to jump over to the Glimpse because, of course, you guys had a lot of questions about this project over the weekend here. And so let's take a look at some of the questions here from the Glimpse. Now, we had the first one was from Dylan Arnold, and Dylan was asking, does the deck supplied use some sort of fluid such as roughing spray? Also, can the deck supplied be examined somehow at the end of the effect. Now, like I said, again, the cards that you get, it's not just one solid deck like an Invisible deck or a Brainwave, where it's just that one deck that does the effect. All the cards included do different effects. There is nothing like the full deck is gimmicked with spray or anything. They're all just individually gimmicked cards, but very, very well made and all here for you. Let's jump back over to the Glimpse and find out another question you guys had for us. This is from White Oak Canyon, who I believe is watching live tonight. Can you give us a sense of the level of difficulty associated with the slides? And I'm looking forward to another great show, and so am I. The effects in here range from pretty basic to intermediate to advanced. And the reason I say advanced is because, yes, you're using some gimmicks, but he's also, of course, doing what you should do with gimmicks, and he's applying sleight of hand with gimmicks to make miracles happen. So there are some basic things you could do in here, but there are also some things that involve some slight heavy moves to accomplish the things that are going on. Some of the sleights you might be familiar with if you're an experienced card guy. Other moves you may not be familiar with if you're not really up to speed with card magic. So good question. Back on the Glimpse real quick. This is also this is from Max, one of our buddies. This is from Max. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. It looks great. Well, all right, Max, that's good. Adam Rose, what's the quality on these cards and what's the reset on these effects included in the booklet? And that's a great question from Adam Rose. Adam, the cards are beautifully done. There's nothing here that would make you go, what's up with that? Very well done, professionally done, and as with cards, they're not going to last you forever, but very well made, good quality there. The reset, some of the effects do have a heavier reset because there's more of a stack involved, but even then, there's not terribly difficult of a reset. But keep in mind, you are using some gimmicks in play, and once you do the effect, sometimes you do need to go back and put it all back together to make it work again. So I can't tell you the whole thing because each trick is individually different from the next. So, all right. And back over to the Glimpse one more time. Are gimmicks provided with it? Yes, they are. And also Roy is asking, with regular performance, how long will the deck last? The effects look amazing. Yeah, it's just a regular deck of cards. It's going to last as long as you treat the deck reasonably, okay there. And so basically the effects you get, there's a really, really nice version of the Brother John Hammond mystery card, which I thought was very, very slick. I like that one a lot. There's also a very, very good version of Triumph in here. Killer kicker ending on that. There's also a great version of the sympathetic cards, which if you're a stand-up performer, you're going to love those. This is just killer. There's also, that was Deepest Sympathy. Just looking through the booklet here. Triumph, I mentioned that one already. There's also a version of Force of Nature, which is basically a way to do a prediction type of effect, where someone can randomly just deal through the cards and you predict the card that they stop on. So some very solid stuff. The only thing I want to mention about this project before we move on to the next one is he does say very specifically in the beginning of the book, he doesn't want you performing this on television without his consent. And also, he doesn't want you putting these effects on YouTube or sharing them socially through YouTube or Facebook through there. So he doesn't want his stuff being shared out in the mainstream. So you need to get permission. So keep that in mind. Not that that's what we do is buy magic to show each other, but he doesn't want you doing that. So you should realize that. Really, the thing that comes down to the Ontology project is if you're a card guy and you're looking for some professional stand-up routines, I think that you're going to like this. If you're a beginner and you're maybe not up to the level where you know a lot of card magic, I'd pass on this. The price point's not too bad. $40 is not going to break the bank. You do get a great deck of cards. You do get a nicely done booklet, and you get 5 professional routines that I believe will treat you well. At least one of them I think that you'll enjoy quite a lot. So that is the Ontology project from Hilder Guimares. A solid buy if I've seen one. All right, cool. Let's now move on to a feature that we do quite often around here. This is the Smackdown. And let's go ahead and kick that off right now. This is the Smackdown where we have 2 new products. These aren't brand new, but they're new to some people. These are 2 products that are going head-to-head this week from our friend Paul Cummins. We have the Side Still Declassified. This is a whole DVD on the Side Still, the move, how to learn it, how to do it better. And it's got tricks that you can do with the Side Still too. And he also has his Up in Smoke DVD, which is basically killer coin magic done using underhanded techniques, using back clips and things like that. So if you would like to vote on the one that you want us to review, we're going to review them both eventually. But if you want to see the one of the other, next week, head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/WeSession, and vote on the one you want us to review. And we will be more than happy to do that next week right here on the show. So there you go. Head over there, click the little bubble right next to which one you want. and we'll review it. Cool, guys. So that is the show so far. We're now going to move on to our next project. That was the Ontology project. Our next product. This is something called The Usual Suspect, and I'll hold up the box here. This is from Tony Cabral. Now, Tony is someone that you may not have heard of, but I think that he's okay with that. You know, a lot of people these days tend to get into magic because they want to be known. They want to try to get, you know, a name in the magic world. And then there's people like Tony that really want to just perform, maybe not even for a living, just perform, do stuff, do it among, you know, friends and other magicians every now and then, just fool them and go on and do his own thing. So Tony has been sitting on a lot of this material for a while. And I've got a couple friends that have known Tony, and I've seen his work through them over the years. A good friend of mine, Steve Friedberg, he showed me some of Tony's work, and I knew that Tony was someone that was going to be a force to reckon with. And the other reason that I know that you're going to like this is because one of the people that's on the DVD with Tony is actually Darwin Ortiz. Now, Darwin Ortiz, as you know, is one of the world's premier, you know, gambling type of moves and technician. He is one of the guys when it comes to being a technician with a deck of cards. And so he's actually joined, he joins Tony on the DVD to go over a lot of the routines here. Now, the cool thing is, this isn't just magic tricks. Of course, there's some magic type of routines in here, such as Tony does go over a version of Triumph, which I think we all have a version of Triumph in our repertoire somewhere, but it's a very good version of Triumph. But the majority of the stuff here is gambling themed. So if you're the kind of guy that likes to do things where you want people to think and know that they should not play cards with you, then I know that this is the kind of thing that you're probably going to like quite a lot. Tony has a few quotes here from some very notable people I wanted to mention, especially one, Jack Carpenter, who I know we all love. This is a great DVD, probably the best gambling stuff, entertaining whether the audience is comprised of card players or not, to come out since Darwin Ortiz at the card table. So basically, you know, what we're getting here is solid, entertaining gambling stuff. Now, the reason I'm making such a point of this is because sometimes when we see gambling magic or gambling routines, it's very dry, and it's basically the guy, the magician or the gambler, kind of showing off his technique. Tony has gone the extra step, and he makes what he does very entertaining, great storylines, great stuff going on while he's performing. So it's not just, here, check this out. There was this gambler in the back room, and he could do these deals, and watch, I can do it. Very entertaining, very solid, very well thought out routines from Tony. So there's some great dealing routines, of course, with, you know, able to do poker deals and things like that. There's also some memory stuff. So there's some things where you supposedly are able to memorize a deck as you go through routines, which is very cool. There's also a routine in here with a poker deal routine that ends with a royal flush. I'm not going to ruin the whole routine. It's called 5 Aces. There's also a really good Texas Hold'em routine in here. So if you guys out there are Texas Hold'em kind of players and you want to do something to show people that, wow, this guy like knows his stuff, well, then you'll like this routine, I'm sure. There's overall 11 routines, a lot of thought, a lot of input from Darwin and Tony kind of collaborating back and forth and talking about stuff, which is very cool. And the other cool thing is, when you have someone like Darwin sitting next to someone like Tony, it's just great to see the, you know, the personalities and to really get inside their heads together. It's almost like they're just hanging out and chilling. This is a 2 DVD set, so you're getting a lot of value for your money. And speaking of money, the DVD is $39.95, so for 40 bucks, you're getting a very solid set here that a lot of people in the know love this magic, this routine, this type of magic, this type of gambling stuff. And I think that when you hear about Tony here and you check his work out, I think you're going to be impressed. I think you're going to like this a lot. The price is right, no doubt about it. And Tony is someone that I hope that we see more of, because breath of fresh air, gambling stuff that's entertaining. All right, cool. So let's now move on to the last thing that we'll be doing tonight. This is something that came out a little while ago, maybe not, I don't know, a couple months ago. But, you know, there's been some talk about it, and I'm ready now to tell you more about PhotoShop from Will Tsai. So stay tuned, check out the demo, and we'll come back and tell you all about it right here at the Magic Marketplace. All right, there we have it. That is the demo for Photoshop. Hold up the box for you right there. And this is Photoshop from Will Tsai. Sans Minds Magic. I know he's put out quite a few things through this company. So this is the latest from those guys. And as you saw from the demo, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. It's not a card trick. It's not a coin trick. It's definitely something unique and different from your run-of-the-mill stuff. And so basically, I know a lot of people in the room, I'm just checking out the room here, a lot of people in the room were saying, wow, this looks good, this is cool, wow, really, really nice. Actually, yeah, Roy, Holy is newer, you're right. I forgot, we also did put out Holy, which is a very cool moving whole thing. So good call there, Roy. Thank you. All right. So Photoshop basically, as the description says, photo made real. Now, I want to start out by saying I met Will out here in Las Vegas, and I like him a lot. He seems like a really, really nice guy. Didn't get to spend enough time with him, but I did get to hang out with him for a little bit. And I was excited to check this out, because when you see a demo like that and you see such visual stuff going on, you really want to like this because it's a different kind of magic. It's not the typical run-of-the-mill thing. Unfortunately, this left me wanting more, and I'll tell you why. When I was younger, I went to the magic shop back in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm from. There was a trick, and I'm not going to lie to you, it fooled me. It's called the magic stoplight, and it's basically a trick where you have two little clear envelopes, and you have a picture of a stoplight in them on the card, and you basically take out the stoplight and you cause one of the lights to jump from one to the other. So basically, you get it to jump from one slide to the other. And it fooled me, and I look back now, you know, I don't know, 15 years later, and I wonder, why did it fool me? It's because it was so simple. And the reason I'm even bringing all this up is because I thought, when I saw the demo for Photoshop, that that was the idea that they were using to make this happen. Unfortunately, what he's done is even more simplistic than that, and I think this is almost too simplistic for what you're getting. I gotta say, first of all, this didn't wow me like I was wanting it to. There are certain things you can do that I did like, such as when he takes the coin and he touches it to the picture and it, you know, appears inside the picture. The problem is that moment is nice, but the rest of the routine isn't so nice. And to me, the effect that you have just isn't strong enough for offering this as a product, as a standalone product. I think it's a nice idea, but when you release something like this, I think you want a little more. Now, they did provide a nice little wallet. They did provide some of the photos that you can use to make this happen, and they do suggest other refills for other objects. The one that comes with is for Hershey Kisses, where you are able to take the Hershey Kiss, you know, out of the photo, or put it back inside the photo, whichever way you want to do it. You know, to me, if you had seen a live performance of this instead of a trailer, you probably would have been underwhelmed, which is probably why they did this as a trailer, more with music and cutting and just the quick spots, because I think if you had seen this full performance, you probably would have been like, that's it? Like, I can't believe that's what I would be buying. So, yeah, I just don't think that, you know, this sits too well with me. And, you know, the price isn't that bad. That's the thing. You know, for $25, you are getting a nice little wallet. You are getting some photos. You are getting something that you can do. And you can definitely do it. I'm not saying that the demo is misleading. I'm just saying you can do the trick, but it's just not what I thought it was going to be when I saw the demo. So, you know, $25 isn't going to kill anybody, but I think if you might want to put that towards a DVD with 10 things, you know, 25 bucks, are almost at 30, you know, and I'm sure you can find DVDs for 25 bucks too. This just feels like it's a little overpriced, and I don't think it should have been released as a standalone thing. So that is that's Photoshop from Will Tsai. And, you know, Will's got some other great stuff, and I'm sure that we'll see other things from him in the future. But this one, oh well, what are you going to do? So that's about it for tonight. We are going to bring back the Random Magic Giveaway next week. With the holiday here, we had a lot of stuff going on. And speaking of that, we do want you to know that we realize we've reached the next Underground PDF level. And so pretty much we will send out the next Underground PDF, which will actually have Magic and Thoughts from Lee Asher, Luke Dancy, and some guy named Chris Mayhew. So stay tuned for that. That is coming in your inbox very soon. We'll keep you posted. The holiday weekend. Hope you guys all had a great one. We wanted to kind of let that slide out of the way before we sent out the PDF, so it didn't get lost in the mix with everything else that you have going on. So I hope you guys had a really, really nice holiday weekend. Holiday season's here, and if you are out traveling and seeing family, be safe out there. And we hope to see you guys around. And we do have a brand new lecture coming at the very, very beginning of December, and we'll give you more info on who that is very, very soon. All right, that's about it for this week, boys. If you do want to be our next Random Magic Giveaway winner, you know what to do. It is very easy. Post anywhere on themagicsession.com. And you know what? We'll break it up this week. If you want to leave a comment on our YouTube page right below the video, do that too, and you'll be entered in the Random Magic Giveaway. We'll pick one random person that posts a comment, whether it's on our YouTube video right below here, on the Magic Session, on one of our articles at The Glimpse, or one of our lectures or on-demands. You pick, post a comment, and you might be our next winner. All right. Cool, boys. Have a fantastic week. And if you need to get us, team@themagicsession.com, and we'll get back to you, okay? Have a great week. And as I always say, be good or be good at it. Catch you in the lounge.
Is this your card?
I don't know.
Was it a red card?
I don't know what red is.
Ta-da!